So I made a bold claim this week. I said that HEX has the potential to be one of the best performing assets of all time. Not because of its price, but strictly because of how it really is designed. Like HEX is designed like no other cryptocurrency out there. In this video, I actually want to take you through the mechanics and I want you to let me know if I'm wrong. So what is HEX? Well, HEX essentially is a time lock system, or what we would like to call a certificate of deposit on the blockchain. It allows you to stake from anywhere from 1 day to 5,555 days, so pretty much 15.2 years. The system is designed to reward delayed gratification. That's one of the most essential investing principles in investing. If some of you don't even know, they actually had what do you call it? They had a test for delayed gratification called the marshmallow test. I actually pulled up the marshmallow test because I wanted to actually get an accurate description of what it is so I can let you guys know how the test went. And it pretty much says the marshmallow test was a famous psychology experiment designed to measure a child's ability to delay gratification by offering a choice between one immediate treat or two treats after a short wait. While early studies suggested the test predicted greater success in adulthood, later, more diverse replications found that a child's ability to wait was strongly influenced by socioeconomic background and their trust in whether adults would keep their promises. The modern view is that the test measures a combination of situational trust and environmental factors, not a fixed personality trait or a destiny predictor. That's one of the main premises of a hex because you are essentially promising yourself. So when you take your coins and you lock it up into the future, you are telling yourself, I'm going to wait this long before I can reap any type of rewards. What better way to set yourself up financially than by staking HEX for the long term? See, the thing with HEX and what a lot of people don't understand, it's such a diverse system with layers upon layers upon layers on top of it. And I'm going to do my best to try to describe some of those layers. So, like in the last video, I briefly went into liquidity. Like, there's only so many tokens for sale, right? So, if you have a liquidity pool and there's a bid side, there's 100 million tokens for sale. I'm just throwing out a number, there's probably more. So, if you have 100 million tokens for sale, people buy those tokens off the market, right? Well, now you could buy those tokens and now you can lock them up from 1 day to 5,555 days. Because you can lock up them for 5,555 days, not everyone is going to do that, but there are people that might set the time frames to whatever works best for them. So essentially, you have a buy and burn. You literally are buying tokens off the market and then you're choosing to burn them for 1 day or for 50 or up to 15 years. What other financial instrument in the world can you delay gratification in that type of way for a financial instrument? You let me know. Let me know in the comments if there's anything that comes close as far as delaying gratification. HEX does not reward belief, it rewards commitment. You are committing to locking up your coins to get a reward at a later date. So if we understand that there's a limited amount of tokens for sale and there's a market for people that want to save, invest, and commit to their futures, like in my last video, I said that what happens when a number of users start just staking long term? What if people decide, I'm going to use this for a 401k? I'm going to use this for my retirement account. There's people that are already doing that. So you see that it's already began. Just because the price hasn't reflected yet doesn't mean that the inner workings and the mechanisms ain't moving in the right direction. Long-term stakers reduce sell pressure. Okay, so that gets into volatility. So if we are to say HEX is down 90 something percent, yeah, we all get that. It's been a rough ride. But volatility kind of disappears as a market matures. So that tells you HEX hasn't matured yet. So you have to look at the price being down this much as a opportunity. So volatility for us is an opportunity. When volatility goes away, that means the opportunity that you once had is also not there anymore. Volatility is really the price you pay to, participate in the world's best performing assets. Most assets fight human behavior. HEX perfectly aligns with it. So the volatility thing is just annoying. Like you have to look at volatility as opportunity. So let's continue the snowball effect. So if we know we have a thin liquidity pool, we know that there's bid and ask in the liquidity pools. So there's only a certain amount of tokens for sale. So, and we could take those tokens, we can literally buy them off the market and we could burn them from anywhere from 1 day to 5,555 days. I think that's very important to understand. So now we have to also factor in, okay, so now we can buy these tokens off the market, lock them up. There's a limited supply. So increasing the amount of users will only decrease the amount of tokens for sale. Like you have to understand that HEX can be a very scarce asset if it even gets slightly adopted. That's where this is going over a lot of people's heads. They look at the price being down and they don't see what HEX really is. I don't know if they're not true believers or if they're just here to make a quick buck. I mean, we're not going to, I mean, let's be honest, everyone in crypto is there to make money. That's the facts. I mean, everyone wants to make money. That's why most people are in crypto. You also have to understand that if people are buying these tokens, here's the thing. The reason why HEX has the biggest community for crypto in the world, I mean, you could argue Bitcoin might have it, but we're up there. We're probably top 3 as far as crypto communities go. Well, why do you think that is? Because a lot of us are here. We lock our coins up. We're not going away. So now it creates a self-promoting snowball effect. You have an army of people that are just continuously going to shill HEX all the time. Even when the price is down, we still pitch HEX. We're not going away. Like it has a staking for a long term creates a built-in marketing effect. Okay, so now that you have a built-in marketing and a huge community and a huge number of content creators, you also have to factor in 11 months ago, or coming up on 1 year, that the HEX OA made rate cuts. We were getting upwards from 7.5 to 8 HEX per T-share. Now that's dropped down to 1.43, so just over 1.5 HEX a day. So essentially 2 Bitcoin halvenings is what happened in HEX. So there's not that many rewards going around. So then what's the point of staking? Well, the point of staking is you're still delaying gratification. You still get to collect penalties from emergency end stakes. You still get to participate in an asset that compounds over time. And I think that's critical to understand. It compounds over time and has the potential for the price to go up extremely high. It really wouldn't take very many new users to come in and start to really push the price up when you add the combination of the rate cuts that had just happened. So, I mean, what would happen if we doubled our user base? What would happen if HEX had 1 million users? Do you think the price would be under 0.3 of a penny? I would tend to think it would be in dollars at that point. And then if people are actually using it, if people were using HEX the way it was designed and intended, people would be locking up for the long term. They would be using the system as designed. If people start using the system as designed, which can, as HEX starts to mature more, I think you're going to see more people come in and look at HEX, and they're going to start using it the way it was designed. And that's going to create a massive impact in fluctuation of where the price will end up going. So because you had the thinning of liquidity, because you have a built-in staker class that promotes that, there's still, I forgot where, I know there's, I think it was Crispy Man that had mentioned there's like 100 people still staking every month max length. So I mean, there's people doing that still. That's a built-in community. That's built-in marketing. And I don't think a lot of people understand how big that really is. What other crypto community is this massive? And we're still growing. That doesn't even account for the tablets that are going out by the millions and getting into the hands of people all across the United States and now overseas. They announced that they are sending the tablets overseas now, that you can purchase and buy them, or I mean, depending on how they get distributed. But that's branding. Like, people are going to see the Hex and Pulse Chain logo, and they're going to see it, and their relatives are going to see it, and their kids are going to see it, or their cousins, their aunts, their uncles, acquaintances, friends. They're going to generate eyes. People can't buy something if they don't know it exists. If people don't know Hex exists, then how are they going to buy it? So this creates brand awareness. The more people that get these tablets in, the higher. And then when the macro environment flips and Ethereum, if we start getting it where Ethereum really starts to run, we're talking 10,000 plus, and you got millions of these tablets in everyone's hands, the price of Hex can easily, and I say this confidently, and this is never financial advice, but it shouldn't, I don't think it would be in the realm, or out of the realm of possibilities, to break its all-time high of 55 cents. And you can buy it right now for under 3/10 of a penny. Come on, guys. Hex literally takes all the best mechanisms of investing and wraps it all up into one beautiful product. So if we think about it, what are some of the principles that you see people that successful investors, they invest for the long term? Hex checks that. The impatient pay the patient. Hex checks that. I mean, we redistribute coins. People exit early and emergency end stake and pay you penalty. That's literally the impatient paying the patient. It generates yield. So you're buying an asset that can get scarce, and it compounds for you. So impatient paying the patient, long-term thinking, compound yield generation. So it takes and wraps all the the fundamentals of investing that make successful investors, and it wraps it all up into one package. And now we just need the eyes. We need to keep doing what we're doing, keep DCAing, and eventually things are going to go into our direction. We have everything we need to be successful. And now it's just time to keep moving in the right direction. I'm not necessarily saying Hex can't fail, but systems in place that reward long-term thinking tend to outlast systems that don't reward long-term thinking. So with that, I'm going to ask you, if you disagree, drop a comment in the comment section and let me know why you disagree. And if you're interested in anything crypto or Hex related, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I also do gaming content, and actually I will be doing a live stream this Friday, Oblivion Remastered, at 8 p.m. So check my channel that. I might put a link in the description, so be on the lookout for that. And with that, I'll see you in the next one.